This is week 6 of It's a Man's World, and the topic is transmission. There's quite a few bits to this actually, and quite a few questions, things to think about. The first question is, which I'm going to have to read off my bit of paper, is what is the most universal experience your transition has given you? Well, since 2006, I suppose, if I think about everything that I've been involved in, I started off blogging my transition on message boards, not just UK ones, but on worldwide ones. So the first couple of years was just looking at me, why I wanted a transition, how I felt about myself, and just basically analysing myself and my feelings and emotions around transitioning. Meeting other people who were of like mind and sharing experiences and supporting each other. Once I started transitioning, I started using YouTube, Facebook. I said I was going to capture me transition on YouTube and things, but as it happened, I was having back-to-back operations, so I didn't actually do that, and then I'm only now in the last year revisiting everything that I've gone through during transition. But now I am making videos, and I am out there on YouTube, out there on Facebook, and yeah, that's quite a universal thing, I guess, because I can help other people through my videos, hopefully, and on my Facebook, and through the groups that Helen and I run on Facebook. Hopefully, I can share my experience and Helen's experience, and we can help not only F2Ms but M2F as well, and people who are questioning the gender. So really, people all the way along the continuum, really. Try and help if we can, and if not, we direct them to other places. The biggest universal thing that's happened to me lately, and involves Helen as well, obviously, as we do everything more or less as a couple, is the media involvement that we've had on TV, newspapers, and things like that, radio, and that's really gone worldwide, which we didn't expect. We started off just in one magazine, and then within weeks it had gone, to the, papers. We were on TV, radio and stuff like that, and it was an amazing experience. And hopefully what we hope to achieve was to put a really positive angle out there on the trans experience, our experience, and we know it's very personal to us, but we didn't like what we were seeing in the media. A lot of it was very negative around trans, so we decided to put a positive angle on, and show that actually, as trans people, we're just like anybody else. We live, we work, we have families, we get married, we have children, and stuff like that, and we have hobbies and interests just like anybody else. So we wanted to put that out there as a positive reflection of what it is like to be a trans person. We appreciate that things don't always go smoothly. Helen had a big fight on her hands to get through transition, which she did very quickly, to be fair. In those days, 10 years ago, she went through in you know, 3 years, which was very quick, but that was through a lot of struggles and a lot of fighting for what she wanted, and she wouldn't back down, and she got what she wanted, which was great. But we know that many people, even now, struggle to get through transition, struggle to even get on the pathway, struggle with GPs, just generally struggle in the healthcare system the way it is, and, you know, getting support and things like that. It's not always easy. So we wanted to put, you know, a positive angle out there amongst all of this kind of adversity, if you like, you know, and say that it is possible, and you can have a normal life like anybody else. So that's what we wanted to put out there. So I hope we achieved that, and I think from the feedback that we've had, we did. So, you know, raising awareness is big for me and Helen, and if that means using the media as a tool in a positive way, that's what we'll do. I know some people don't like, you know, trans people talking openly and honestly about the fact that they're trans, and that's fine, because that's their personal opinion. But from our experience, most people are interested, do want to know what it's like to be trans, what we actually go through, what are the operations, what's it all about, how does it affect us. And then that brings them to a deeper understanding of what trans is all being about, because it's very confusing to a lot of people. The general public, and this is no disrespect to them, you know, they've never really been educated about trans, so not in a broader sense of the word. So there's still much confusion, there's still much hostility, there's still very little education about the real nuts and bolts of what going through transition's all about. And I think Helen and I both feel it's vital for people to know that, so that they can understand. And then when the time's right, you step back from this media, and you know, you let people, it all soak in, and let people come to their own decisions and their own understanding of it all, and hopefully less confusion at the end of the day about what it's all about, because people do still get confused, and people do still find it hard. I've talked to some academics recently who didn't know the difference, unbelievably didn't know the difference between a transvestite and a transsexual. And I found that very hard to believe from people who are involved with gender and diversity and equality, that they still didn't know the difference between a transvestite and a transsexual. Now, if academics don't know, how the heck are the general population going to know unless we tell them the real experience, the human experience, the street level experience? How are people ever going to understand? So this is really what I want to do, and Helen wants to do. This is what we want. I suppose, you know, our legacy, that's what we want. We want to put it out there and educate people in a more street level way. You know, we've had a lot of criticism about using the words and letting the media use the word sex swap, and sex change and things like that. But at the end of the day, the general population, and it's, again, no disrespect, it's just what we come across every day, the general population understand those terms. Us as trans people, we understand that, you know, that in greater depth, and we understand, you know, we've got different terminology. And but I just do think we need to understand too that people on the street, they want to understand, but in their terms and in their language. And what most people on the street understand is sex swap, sex change, and some do understand gender reassignment. So that's good, because it's moving forward to a greater understanding. Another question was unexpected impacts of transition. Well, I never dreamt I'd be getting married. I never dreamt that was actually happen for me. So getting married in my true gender is amazing, and I can't wait. I'm getting quite excited in my own way about it, and yeah, I can't wait. So 13th of September, here we come, and that'll be great, and I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to being with special people who have stood by me and Helen throughout my transition, and have now stood by Helen, since she's known me, and really support me and Helen and what we aim to do. And those special people are going to be with us on our wedding day, which will be really, really good. Other ways it's impacted, I've got much more involved with getting the message out there with Helen because of her training, and because she's been involved with the trans community and the LGBT community for many years. She's been advocating for the trans community for over 10 years now, and she's training me to do the same as her. And we run, as I say, we run groups on Facebook, the private groups, where we support people, and we encourage people to become confident in themselves, and to run the groups themselves, really. And we're always there if they need any help that maybe we can offer them, on a deeper level. We're always there in the background, and they could always call on us, but the groups are very self-sustaining, and they run themselves now, and that's amazing. It took 2 years for that to come to where it is now, but it has, and it's great, and we're moving forward, and that's brilliant. We're still quite young though, 2 years, but we're getting there slowly, and we'll keep helping people as much as we can. I'll just have to take time out here, folks, sorry. Hi guys, just to finish off the video, excuse me, one of the questions is general life lessons. Well, I've learned a lot of things through my life, but going through transition, I've always been a very patient person. Something that most people do pick up about me, that I'm very patient. And I always say, no, I'm not, don't be ridiculous. But I am, really, I suppose. Going through transition, the thing I've learned is generally I've had to have a tolerance level and patience that I never ever thought I'd reach, ever. I've had to really be ultra patient with everything and everybody, and there's been times when I've really not wanted to be patient, and I've just wanted to tell everybody to go away and run into my cave. And there's still times like that, but what I've had to remember is not everybody's in the same place I am. Everybody's different. People's levels of understanding about what I'm going through are all different. And I can't expect people to be where I am. And with most people who knew me before I transitioned, they've had to catch up with me. And it's been a very, very slow process. Hence why I've had to be so patient, because it's not been easy for them. They've had to watch them, they've known me before as, pet name Dyke on the Bike, because that's how they knew me, as the lesbian. And so they've had to watch me go through this transformation from one gender to another. And it's been really hard, particularly for the more mature members of my friends. It hasn't been easy at all. And, you know, even post-operative, it's took a couple of years, really, for them to catch up and use the right, in some cases, use the right pronouns. Some people still, even now, 2 years post-op, well, nearly 3 years post-op, some people still call me the wrong pronouns, and I just have to let it go over my head and not make a fuss, and they get a bit embarrassed about it, and I just say, just leave it, it doesn't matter, you know, we'll get there, don't worry about it. I mean, yeah, in the ideal world, it'd all be, you know, everybody would get it right, but it's just not like that. So I don't live in an ideal world. So I just have to get on with it, let it go over my head. You know, it'll come in time. People, you know, the more masculine I'm becoming, and the more my mind and body are coming together, the more people are getting used to me and treating me as male, and that's good. So, you know, although I'm taking some time out at the moment because I've been very stressed and, you know, really down and things, and pretty exhausted. Yeah, probably depressed, that's a good word for it, although I don't like saying it. Yeah, I'm depressed. You know, it's all going okay, I guess. I'm getting there, and there's still a lot of changing to go on, I know that. So I've got to be patient as well with myself. So, yeah, there's the biggest thing I've learned. Patience, tolerance, and acceptance of others for where they are on my journey. So, guys, until next week, that's it for now, and I hope I've answered the questions and anything else, and if you want to know anything, you know where to get me. So, bye for now, until next week. Bye!